but Patty, is there any way you can go to your appointment while we do this?
No, I'm fine. My appointment's at 3. It's okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ms. Okay, Robert Jimenez, you ready to proceed, right?
Ready, Judge.
All right, and at this time, the court calls case number 637056, State versus Claudia Ramos Mejia. Are you Claudia Ramos Mejia?
Yes, I'm here.
Would you please raise your right hand, ma'am? Do you solemnly swear that in this proceeding, the information and responses you submit will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. Put your hand down. Ms. Mejia, before we proceed, you are represented by Robert Jimenez. Did Mr. Jimenez help you and counsel you in reviewing all the papers involved in this case?
Yes.
Now, first of all, very quickly, you have certain rights and protections that are provided to you. One, right to remain silent. That means you don't have to say anything, answer questions, or submit written paperwork. 2, you have a right to a jury trial. That means that you and your attorney and the state could select 6 people from the community from a pool of disinterested citizens who would hear your entire trial and decide whether you've been proven guilty beyond reasonable doubt or whether you're not guilty. 3, you have the right to appeal. After everything is finished, you and your attorney would have the right to demand that a higher court review all the evidence in the official record in this case for whatever legal questions you might have or challenges. 4, you have the right to have this proceeding in a open public courtroom. But because of the pandemic, we're not doing it. Instead, you reviewed and signed a document that says that you consent to the video conference, which is the way we're doing this. Also, there's a right to confront witnesses. If you decided to go to trial, the state would present witnesses and you and your attorney could question, cross-examine, or challenge any witness who would testify. Those rights are provided to you by Constitution and laws. You understand you have those rights?
Yes, Judge.
You understand that you're giving up those rights?
Yes, Judge.
All right. Now, the first document we already talked about briefly, you've signed a consent to video conference. Is that correct?
Yes, Judge.
All right. Mr. Jimenez, did you in fact guide and counsel Ms. Ramos Mejia in the review and understanding and signing of all the papers in this case?
I did, Judge.
Did you sign the document that says that the state has completed all of the discovery to you or provided it to you under 39.14 Code of Criminal Procedure?
I did.
Right. Ms. Ramos Mejia, there's a document that I want to talk about briefly. That document is titled Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights and Court's Admonitions. It identifies you. It says what you're charged with and what you're pleading, how you're pleading. It says in there, it repeats, there's about 15 numbered declarations or sentences, and it repeats the written form, in written form, the rights and protections that you have that you're giving up. Do you know what document I'm talking about?
Yes, Judge.
Did you understand it?
Yes, Judge.
And you signed it?
Yes, Judge.
There's another document that says that I, as a judge, certify that this is a plea bargain case and you do not have a right of appeal. Did you see and sign that document?
Yes, Judge.
All right. Now, state quickly, is this going to be a deferred or a regular probation?
Your Honor, this is going to be a deferred.
A what?
A deferred?
Deferred.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Ramos Mejia, your attorney has gotten you a very beneficial probation. And She's gonna plead no contest?
She is, Judge, and before we go further, Judge, I think the state's gonna have a motion to amend
Yes,
the,
I understand all that, but I'm making a couple of notes real quick.
Your Honor, I have in the state's paperwork that she was going to plead guilty.
Guilty? All right, that's what my question is. Now, Ms. Ramos Mejia, shortly we'll take your plea and we'll talk about the agreement on punishment. But did you apply for probation? Sign a form asking for probation?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Essentially, probation is a written legal binding agreement between you and this court. And because we're talking about deferred adjudication, I am not going to find you guilty. It's very important. So long as you live up to 100% of the conditions of supervision. If you fail to refuse to live up to the conditions, ma'am, then what happens is the state will ask me to have a hearing, bring you in after official notice, and depending upon the testimony and the evidence, I may go ahead and enter a final conviction that follows you the rest of your life. If that happens, you're looking at a full range of punishment, which will be from a fine from $0 to $2,000 and jail from 0 days to 180 days. Is that clear, ma'am?
Yes, Judge.
All right. Now, state, you have a motion.
Yes,
State,
Judge.
state, you have a
Oh no,
motion?
I don't have one. I borrow my mom's or my dad's.
I know,
have a
but
card.
I need the state to make a motion. Wait a little bit, okay?
Yes, Your Honor. The state is moving to add a count 2 of obstruction of a highway and will also move to abandon count 1 and proceed on count 2 solely.
no objection, Your Honor.
There being no objection, the motion is granted. Now, does the defense waive the 10-day notice?
Yes, Judge, we waive everything and are ready to proceed today.
Very good. All right. Ms. Ramos Mejia, Claudia Ramos Mejia, to the charge of obstruction of a highway, how do you plead?
Guilty.
All right. Based on the guilty plea and the evidence, I could convict you just on that alone. Do you understand that?
Yes, Judge.
Because there is an agreement for deferred adjudication, I find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, but I do not find you guilty. Instead, I am placing you on deferred adjudication. How long is the deferred, ladies, or Ms. Haas? Ms. Haas,
I'm so sorry, Judge. What was the question?
how long is the deferred going to be?
12 months, Your Honor.
12 months. All right, 12 months deferred, fine.
The fine is $500.
Court costs,
Yes, sir.
CSR, community service,
48 hours community service. DWI education. Victim impact panel live. TAP evaluation. And ignition interlock for half the term.
all right, Ms. Ramos Mejia, how do you make a living? How do you support yourself?
I work 40 hours, full time, 40 hours. I get paid $400 a week, which is $10 the hour. And I'm a cashier at a restaurant.
All right. Do you have children that you support?
Yes, I have two.
Two?
Yes.
Do you live with a father, or do you
No,
live-
I'm a single mother. I'm also full-time college.
You what?
Full-time college.
Okay. All right. The punishment is 12 months deferred, $500 fine. Because, are you receiving child support for the children?
No, no, sir. No, Judge.
All right. The $500 fine, I will probate all of it. That means if you live up to 100% of the conditions of supervision, you will not have to pay the $500 fine. I already told you what happens if you violate the conditions. You will have 48 hours of community service. How many hours are you carrying at college?
Full-time, which is the 4 classes. It's
How many hours are they?
they're 12, 3, 6, 9, 12, 3, 6, 12 hours a day.
All right. I will grant you I'm going to grant you a straight 1-for-1 on the community service. For each hour of college hour that you take, I will grant you 1 hour credit on the CSR, the community service restitution. Do you hear me?
Yes, Judge.
If you prove to probation that you've gotten 12 hours done, you get 12 hours credit on the community service. I'm trying to help you because you've got 2 children that you're raising without support. You will have the victim impact panel live to complete, a TAP evaluation and the recommendations. You'll have ignition interlock put on your vehicle for 6 months continuous, and you're not to in any way drive any other vehicle with the exception, no other vehicle except the one that you have during those 6 months. During the entire 12 months on deferred adjudication, you're not to drink any alcohol at all. Is that understood?
I understand, Judge.
You get caught drinking, that violates your deferred adjudication and everything can go out the window. Question state.
Supervisory fee, Judge?
Oh, supervisory will be minimum $25 a month. You're doing
No question.
well. You're doing well to work hard and take care of your children. The worst thing
Thank you,
could happen,
Judge.
the worst thing could happen to you is that you get out drinking and driving and you kill your own kids. It happens, man. It happens. So don't
I learned my lesson, Judge.
don't put yourself in that position.
No,
All
I
right.
won't.
You are to show up at County Court of Law number 5 offices so that you can have your thumbprint placed on the documents. Questions state.
No, Judge.
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Mejia, no question. Mr. Jimenez?
Just for notation on the record, she already has the Smart Start mobile device. We had gotten it as part of her occupational license. So she still has that, and she will continue to have that for the additional remainder or probation if the court will allow that.
The court will allow it under the circumstances which she's already qualified for it. So instead of ignition interlock, we have the, you said portable?
She has the portable device, Judge.
All right. Very good. Anything else, sir?
Nothing else from the defense, Your Honor.
All right. Then good luck to you, ma'am. Stay out of trouble. Don't be drinking and driving.
Thank you, Judge.
This concludes this particular proceeding. Patricia?
Judge,
Yeah.
Ms. Luna needs to talk to her.
Yes, I'm
Judge-
sorry.
What
Stay in the
one-
meeting.